Hey, this is Web Junior 1977 here, back in the Oasis once again, of course. And, yeah. Get my stuff plugged in here. Put out a message here on good old Facebook. Hopefully get some people in here. Well, I've already put a message out, but then I'm going to put the link, and I'm going to put the link to it here. Wait a minute. There we go. Alrighty. See if we can't get some people in here. But anyway, I did do a couple videos here before I went live. So I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be uploading them probably tomorrow. I hope to have something to upload tomorrow. But, let me get the... Just to give you a little bit of a preview, this is what I'm going to be showing off here. I did a video of it, like showing you all about, showing you the box and the inside and everything. So I'm not going to go into detail right now, but I have a video of that, and I also have another video of first firing the Sega CD up, and you'll get to see that as well. So hopefully you enjoy it. Oh yeah. Anywho, stuff up there. But yeah, not sure if I'm going to get anybody in here in the 60-minute time frame here, but wanted to let everybody know that my subscribers are going up, and glad to see that. Always a good thing. I don't care as much about how many subscribers I have, but as far as, I like people come in, people that love the stuff behind me, and, talking to people and all that. But the subscribers are nice too, don't get me wrong. I like seeing them go up. At 550 subscribers, going to be doing a giveaway. But I do appreciate anybody that watches my content, and appreciate anybody that enjoys the stuff back here, and that's why I do it, because I do it because it's my childhood, and it's a lot of other people's childhoods, and just cool to, cool to take yourself back to a simpler time, and back when, you might have had some of this stuff, or at least known somebody that had this stuff, and that's, obviously for my own personal use as well, obviously, first, but then But I also like sharing the stuff, you know what I mean, with everybody. And you always get people that, you know, say, "Oh, you're too old to be be playing that stuff. You're too old to be collecting this stuff." And I, I give up worrying about what other people think a long time ago, and you know, do my own thing. You know, got to turn my fan on here. There we go. And I would say that to anybody that's into anything. Everybody's into something. You know what I mean? Whether it be collecting or whether it be playing video games, or obviously collecting video games. You know, you can collect video games and play them like I do. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I'm 45 years old, and I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon on playing video games. I don't play as many video games as some people think I do. I wish, you know. I wish I didn't have some, you know, once in a while I wish I didn't have the responsibilities and was able to play whenever I wanted to. But, you know, that's not the way life works, you know what I mean? You gotta have responsibilities. That's the way life goes. So, but, I get out here once in a while, and able to play some stuff. Most of the time it's, you know, trying to clean the place up, or trying to do videos, or trying to think of ideas for videos, you know, or just admiring the stuff. And not as much of it is actually playing the video games like a lot of people might think. But I do occasionally, off and on, play a lot more than I do other times, obviously. When I get a chance to. It comes second to everything else, you know what I mean? It's not something I come out here every single day and just avoid everything and everybody, you know. I don't come out here 24/7, and you know, but if you're into this kind of stuff, don't let anybody tell you any different. Do what you love to do. That's what life's all about. That's why this is a free country, because we're allowed to do whatever we want to do. You know, well, within reason, obviously. There's parameters of the law and stuff, obviously. But I'm saying, if you love collecting stuff, if you love video games, do it. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let anybody talk you into thinking that you're too old for it, or you shouldn't be doing this or doing that. You know, screw that. If you love doing it, do it. It's your prerogative. It's your business. If it's your money buying this stuff like it is mine, then nobody should be able to tell you any different. And anybody that isn't doing you any favors. They're just, you know, they're just trying to manipulate you. They're just trying to make you think like you're no good. Sometimes maybe to make themselves feel better. You know, you just can't give into that kind of stuff. You got to live your own life. You got to have your own mind. You know what I mean? And people tend to judge what they don't understand, and that they're different from everyone else. Everybody's different, you know. So you got to remember, you know, just do what you love to do. That's what I do. Just do what you love, and you know, and that's what I'm here for. So you can watch, you can see. Oh man, I forgot all about, you know, that. Maybe I should collect that, or maybe, you know, I don't have that in my collection. Maybe I should collect that. You know, to give you, you know, to entertain you, I guess. But and I know that these videos aren't as entertaining as, you know, playing video games, and I'm definitely going to get back to that too. The next video you see, the next live stream you see, I'm going to be doing another. I'm trying to debate on which, it might be Genesis. I can't remember which ones I actually did. I guess it don't really matter which ones I've done, because I can do them over again. You know what I mean? I don't have to. They've been so long ago now, and they're back in the file so far that they really don't matter which ones I've done so far. So the last time I did the Super Nintendo, maybe I'll do Genesis this time. I got the Sega CD, but I can't really do stream on that. I mean, I can, but it'll just be one game. I like to get a couple more games and to at least try out like 3 different games or something. to make that video better. You know what I mean? So be watching out for that. If anybody has any ideas, put a comment in the comment section below. I'd be much appreciated. I do want to do a Game Boy stream though, and that will require my Super Nintendo again, of course. And I just use the Super Game Boy. I do want to do a Game Boy video, so maybe I'll do that next. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. If you watch this video later on, because I don't think there's going to be too many people coming live here. But if you watch this video later and you have an idea of which console to do, I got the Genesis. I got the. Well, I already did the Super Nintendo. Got the Genesis. I got a regular, the original Nintendo, and I got Super Nintendo, which I already did. But I could put, like I said, I could put the Super Game Boy in there and do Game Boy games. That would probably be. I got plenty of Game Boy games, so funny. I have no memories of the Sega CD. I'm old enough to. Hey, what's up, John? Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, I mean, the Sega CD, it wasn't like, I don't know what you say, it wasn't like the Genesis or the Super Nintendo. It wasn't a huge hit. Hey, how's it going? Appreciate it. Good to see you in here. But it wasn't like a huge hit. It might have been even less of a hit in Canada. That could be a thing too. It might not have been that. If you Google it, maybe you could figure that out pretty easily. Over here it was a success, but it wasn't like the Game Boy or or pretty much any other console. I mean, there was other consoles that were less popular, like the Panasonic 3DO. I'm pretty sure you've probably never heard of that either. You might have heard of it, but I'm pretty sure you probably don't remember playing too many video games with that. Panasonic 3DO. And there's also right here on top of the PlayStation, there's a TurboGrafx 16. I don't remember either one of them as a kid. Maybe vaguely, but I definitely never played either one of them as a kid. Any of the games. So I don't have any remembrance of those, and those are actually older than the Sega CD, I believe. Definitely the Panasonic 3. I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that. I'm pretty sure the Panasonic 3DO though is older. That's true. Although you tend to get a lot of. Okay, cool. The Dreamscape. I've heard of that, but I don't think I ever had one of those. I'm pretty sure. I know I have never had one of those, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I'm not sure. What Canada gets, and I mean, it's still North America, so I mean, you probably see a lot of stuff we see a lot more than like a European country or something. I'm sure, but yeah, exactly. The Panasonic 3D was definitely ahead of its time. It's slower than all hell, though. I mean, if you compare it to today's standards, it's slower than all hell. Maybe back then it was probably a fast machine. You know what I mean? Because everything else is slow too. We mostly get the same consoles, okay. But yeah, I don't remember any of those. I don't remember. I'd never played any of those until adulthood, obviously. Sega CD, I had one of them when I was a kid. You can see it's in my collection here now. Boom, right there. So now I still got the Coleco Gemini there. I'm gonna find a place for the Coleco Gemini and probably put the Genesis 3rd generation Genesis or something there. Something else Genesis or something else Sega. So then I'll have the three On this side, I'll have the 3 shells Sega, 3 shells Nintendo. So that'd be cool. But oh yeah, the Genesis was a pretty popular console. Yeah, that's for sure. I have all 3 versions of the Genesis. There's actually another version of the Genesis that's really small, and it's actually a licensed Genesis as well. But it's not like an official console that came out in the day. It's pretty new. I mean, it's a lot newer than any of the other consoles, in other words. But I do have. Have you seen all 3 versions of the Genesis? You got the first one with the big round thing on it, and then, well, I guess the second one has that too. It's in that box up there. Which one haven't you seen? It got the, I'll show you all 3 different ones here. I can get to them pretty easy. The one's in the box, but I got another one down here that's actually hooked to my Sega CD, so I'll pop that one off. It pops off the Sega CD very, very easily. I'll just bring the Sega CD over here and... Alright, let's see. So, I need to dust. Ooh! Scared me, I just thought something was falling. I need to dust some of this stuff off. It's crazy dusty. Yeah, I gotta wipe some of this stuff down. Okay, so here's the first generation. Looks crazy. Hold on. Looks pretty rough. Well, I got these wipes out here so I can wipe these things down. But anyway, let me wipe it down a little bit here. Alright, so we got the first generation Genesis. This is probably one you remember the most, I imagine. This is the first generation Genesis. The fatty model, I guess is what they'd call it nowadays. But here's all the ports. Had a lot more ports on this one than any other one. In fact, that one looks like a serial port. I'm not even quite sure what the heck that goes to. But there's that one. And then they come out with the second gen Genesis. Give you a size comparison of the two. There's a little size comparison. First and second gen Genesis. Which is the one in that box up there. That's a whole other one. That one up here, I actually have a box Genesis right there. And then, I'll give you size comparison. This is the second gen. Here's the third generation Genesis. Matter of fact, it says Genesis 3 right on it. But, yeah, this is way tinier than, than the second gen. This in here is the one that people make a lot of, I'd like to... Yeah, this is the third. This is pretty cool. But yeah, the big thing is though is you can see right here on the back, it has a thing pops off. That's what connects to the Sega CD, and the first generation has one as well. But the first generation has one, but the third generation doesn't have one. It has the ports over there on that side, but it doesn't have any way to hook it up to the. Oh, and here's the ports for the back of that. See how few it has compared to the first gen. The first gen has a bunch of stuff there going on, but yeah, the first generation Genesis is longer, but let's see, it just first generation. These are both the second generation. This is the second generation Genesis with the second generation Sega CD. The first generation Sega CD went underneath. It went underneath of this one, and it had an adapter to plug it into the side. But the first generation can also plug into this, but it's about that much longer. But they made an adapter that goes on here to extend this out a little bit to accommodate for the first generation Genesis, which is pretty neat. I don't have that adapter, but I don't need it because I got the second generation Genesis hooked to it. Bear with me here. I'm going to put all this stuff back. That's cool. I had no idea. Sega had. Oh, you had no idea Sega had the CD? Yeah, oh yeah. Yep, that was the first CD console that Sega came out with. For sure. Let me make sure I get. Oh, this is Dreamcast plugs. Like putting the boxes and stuff by their respective consoles, and so I have them ready. If I pull them out, I have all the stuff there ready. The first generation, or the third generation, I put on the stand here. That's what I actually used. But yeah, they had the. I'm not gonna get this other stuff out, but they had the Sega CD, which I just put down here, obviously. Then they come out with the Sega Saturn, which is right here, and then the Sega Dreamcast. So, but yeah, the Sega CD was the first CD-based Sega system. Let's see. I usually stuck with Xbox or PlayStation. I have had every version of both except for the PS5. I have every version of both except for the new Xbox. So. Which I don't play Xbox quite as much, so I'm not in that big of a hurry to get it, but eventually I will. Don't have anything against Xbox. I love both consoles. I'm just more of a PlayStation person, mostly because most of my friends have PlayStations, so Dreamcast was where I'm at. Dreamscape. Okay. There is something called Dreamscape, though, but I don't know what that is exactly. It might be a movie or a show or something. Or a game, even, maybe. Dreamscape is something, now. I play the Flight Sim. Oh, okay, cool. I play the Flight Sim. Okay. But yeah, there's so many for the most part, if anybody tells you they have every console, they're either lying to you or they just think they have every console. Because it would be really difficult for someone to have every console. You know what I mean? Like there's ones that people have never even heard of, like say for instance, a few years ago I would have said, hey, I wouldn't have said I got every console, but I wouldn't ever say that because I would never have every console. But for instance, have you ever heard of this? Like the Odyssey 200? Have you ever heard of that? The controls are actually right on the console itself. I used to. Yeah, this is called the Odyssey 200. It's a pretty old console, but yeah, it's got the controls right on the. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you don't see back here behind or you know, underneath the stuff. Here's an Intellivision. Sure, you've probably heard of an Intellivision, but here's the Intellivision. Atari 2600. I got 3 of those. I got the one down there, that's a 6-button wood grain. This one up here is a 4-button wood grain. And then the one down there, you can't... Wait a minute, where's the other one? Oh, the other one's over here. That's the black one. They call it... a lot of people call that the Darth Vader one, but it's not really Darth Vader. It's never been called that. It's all black, so people just call it the Darth Vader. Obviously. It really has nothing to do with Darth Vader, but I played that in television way back. Yeah, it's a pretty old console too. Probably not quite as old as the Odyssey 200, but I don't know. I don't remember the Odyssey 200 at all until later on, you know, till now. But yeah. Hell yeah. Actually, right there, here's another one you might not have heard of. I'll see if you've heard of this one. Still got time, yeah, we still got plenty of time. And I'll show you something that's kind of unique about this one. You said Donkey Kong. So that's what made me think of it. It's got Donkey Kong in it. But anyway, did you ever see this? It's called the Coleco Gemini. And Coleco actually, oddly enough, made this cartridge. But it's called the Coleco Gemini. And it has the ports on the front. It's basically an Atari, is basically what it is. Has the controller ports and the difficulty level in the front. And then it has the switches here. Color and black and white. Yeah, you've probably heard of it's buried, but I got the Coleco Vision over here. But then they also have the Coleco Gemini. But check out this controller. You know how the Atari 2600 had. They have, well, I got them right here. They have the joystick controller, obviously. It's the most iconic controller they have. But then for the other ones, they had the paddle controllers, right? You remember those? The sticks and the paddles for, you know, for various games, right? For like you know, most games you played with the stick controller, and then like say Breakout and tennis and stuff like that, you played with the paddle controllers, right? Well, the Coleco Gemini took it a step further. They have the joystick and the paddle controller in one controller. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure, because it's the same connection, pretty sure you could plug these into the Atari and probably make them work, I imagine. There's your button right here, your one button. And then you got your paddle. So, joystick. I thought that was pretty damn cool. Thought that was pretty cool to have, you know, to integrate both of them together like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Figured I'd share that with you, since I was pretty sure you probably never heard of it or never saw it. But yeah, there's just different things that, you know. But anyway, here's another thing you might not have seen. Dustier all hell too. You've heard the Coleco Vision. Have you ever seen this adapter for a Coleco Vision? like I said, the ColecoVision is down here, buried under stuff. I got to get it out and display it somewhere. I was testing it to make sure it worked, and it found itself buried under some stuff, so got to get it out. But this is an attachment that snaps into the front of the ColecoVision, and guess what it plays? The fucking... Where does this go in? Not sure which way this goes in anymore. It was just in there. It'll break the thing. Oh, okay, just like that. Plays Atari games. Yeah, another Atari console. Isn't that lovely? But yeah, it's basically an Atari add-on. Of course, it doesn't say Atari because that's copyrighted material. But yeah, and there's another add-on too. But there's another add-on, but I can't remember what the other add-on does. I don't have the other add-on, but yeah. But that's pretty cool. Even though they kind of copyrighted, you know, it's kind of a, I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty, yeah, pretty much, yeah. But did you ever see do you remember the 3DO at all? There was also something I'd like to show you with that if you haven't seen the 3DO yet. Let me know if you've seen that, because there's something pretty funny about that too that they don't do anymore. Well, I mean, everything's wireless now, so. Alright, so I'll get it out here and show you. Kind of have to take the console out to show you. First weird thing about it is the cable, the power cable is integrated into the console. You can't unplug it. That's first and foremost. Well, here's the Panasonic 3DO. But here's, if you're looking here, there's one controller port, right? And again, it looks like it's again, it's the Atari hookup. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's the Atari plug, if you've noticed. Yeah. But anyway, it only has one controller port. I don't know if you noticed that yet or not. But I looked, the first time I got one of these and I looked at it, I'm like, it's only got one controller port. Like, so you can only ever play one player on anything? So I don't know if you know the gimmick, but okay, so here's one of the controllers. So yeah, again, it's got the, but anyway, if you turn the controller to the top, you notice, hey, it's got this little, it's got this plastic piece here, where if you take that plastic piece off, I'm not going to take out and off because this one's already off, you notice, well, that's bent up a little bit, I'm going to have to bend it back. But if you look at it, you notice there's a controller port there. Well, basically what you would do is you'd plug your first controller in, then the next controller plugs into that controller for 2-player. And then if you want a 3rd player, you plug another controller in. And 4th player, you plug another controller in. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if it does 4-player or not, but yeah, you basically plug your first controller in, and then you plug the second controller into it. Really weird. I can't imagine why that didn't take off, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it's kind of unique, though. I like that. I like the uniqueness of it, but, again, I can see where it didn't pan out for people. But another thing that was kind of cool about the Panasonic 3DO that, a lot of older consoles of this age didn't have was there's a headphone jack and its own volume for the headphone jack. I've never seen that on anything else. I mean, of course, modern controllers, you know, of course, modern controllers like the PS5, of course, has a headphone jack, obviously. But that's modern, and it doesn't have its own volume control on the controller, which is, you know what I mean? Unique. Again, it's unique. Didn't really pan out too well for them, I'm assuming, because other controllers, this is the only controller I know of that have it. So that's what tells me that it didn't really go well, but it's unique in its own way. So you gotta give them props for that, you know? But anyway, let me put this back. Oh, there we go. But yeah, it's pretty cool how each console has kind of its own uniqueness. I mean, some of them do. Some of them are just like the Coleco Gemini, plays Atari games, but it still had uniqueness with the controller. So, and I want to show you one more console. I don't know if you remember the TurboGrafx 16. It actually is supposed to have this thing that snaps onto the back of it, but that thing's like $100 or $150 just by itself, and it snaps into this big port right here, and you get RCAs. I'm planning on buying it. I kind of keep forgetting about it, but as soon as I'm probably off the stream, I'm going to order it, or at least put it in my watch list. But okay, but or at least put it in my watch list. But there's an add-on you can just pops onto it. It's green, but who cares? And it does the RCAs, and it's like $15 or something. But anyway, here's the game cartridge, or should I say the game card? It's about the size of a credit card. Roughly about the size of a credit card. This one is Keith Courage. Pretty much the most common game you can get, a $10 game maybe, $5-10 depending on the condition. All the rest of them are expensive as hell. But anyway, it just goes, card just slides in. And it's kind of like the Game Boy, and the reason I say that is because when you push the power button on, it puts this little tab out there so you cannot pull the cartridge back out, or the card back out. But yeah, if you ever go to a retro game place, search these up and check the prices on them. Guarantee you this is probably going to be the cheapest one you see. I mean, if it's there, obviously. But other than that, 50, 60 and up. It's ridiculous. But anyway, this is the console right here. After I get that adapter for the back to make the video quality better, way better, because this RF crap, like my top loader NES, looked like garbage. But anyway, after I get this back here, what I'm going to invest in is I got to get a controller. I don't have a controller, you know, normal controller. I have a arcade stick for it. But the controller that came with it, the ends broke off, which sucks. But I got this thing cheap, really, really cheap. And it's worth a lot of money compared to what I paid for it. $175, $200 I could get for this easy with the arcade stick with it. But anyway, after I get this little adapter back here, I'm going to invest in, they make, I don't know if you've seen, this was at a little local mom and pop thrift store shop close to where I work at in McConnellsburg, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you've heard of that. Probably not. It's a small little town. But, and the guy's like, what the heck did he say? I'll sell it to you for $50 if I don't test it to see if it works. If I do test it to see if it works, $175. I was like, well, don't test it. Stuff all over it. Anyway, long story short, I bought it and it works. So, yeah, I've heard of that town. Cool. But anyway, I don't know if you've ever heard of I gotta think of the name myself real quick. Within 20 minutes, apparently. An EverDrive. You ever heard of an EverDrive? It's basically a cartridge or whatever with with a micro SD slot. You can put ROMs on it, put it on there. I'm going to invest in the one for this. It's a card like this, a little bit thicker at the top, at the back here where it doesn't actually have to go in. You know, it's thicker at this part, obviously. And micro SD card. And I could put every game, which wasn't a lot of games for this, but still more than you might think. And I could put every game on the card. And it's like $180 for this thing, but it's worth it because if you go out and buy the games, it's crazy. You'll spend that much on just one game, depending on what game it is, and up. So, but yeah, cool little backstory on it. A cool little kind of review on it. If you've never seen it, it's cool. I did that with my original Xbox on the hard drive. Hell yeah! I actually have an original Xbox here, but then I have one down here on my desk. I painted it gold, and it's got a 250 gig hard drive in it, and it has a shit ton of games. Well, it has like 24 different consoles, like, you know, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, stuff like that. And then it has like almost 10,000 games, like 9,800 some odd games in total. Pretty awesome. Buddy of mine hooked me up with it for like $100 or $130. I think he did 100. He normally did $130, but he did 100 for me because he already had the Xbox, and you know, he's my friend, and because normally he would have done $130, which is still way worth it because, you know, but he already had the Xbox. He didn't have to go buy the Xbox and stuff. So, but I actually have all the stuff to do that Xbox, but I just haven't done it yet, and I probably won't unless I get another one, just because I want to keep one original Xbox, you know what I mean, one working original Xbox. But the other one actually still plays original games. Like, you can put a disc in there and it'll play. So, but pretty awesome. That's actually what I do a lot of my streams with. I do emulation through that Xbox. So if you see any of my previous videos that I'm doing like multiple consoles back and forth, like anywhere from MAME to Nintendo and Sega and whatever, that's probably what you're seeing. You're probably watching me play it on that. It has Sega CD games on it, I think it does. One or two maybe, but it doesn't emulate them very well. And it doesn't do N64 very well either. I think it has a couple on there, but a couple of them doesn't run really that well. Some of them run good, other ones are like, eh. But what's that? What haven't you seen a lot of? The Xbox. I can show you that. I can show you the Xbox real quick. It just looks like a regular Xbox, except for, of course, it's, like I said, painted gold, but I'll show you the, whoops. You wouldn't really be able to tell. Oops, I really got it. There we go. Look at the floor a little bit. See, right there is it's an original Xbox, but I painted it gold, just, you know, for the hell of it. But, yeah, it's got all kinds of stuff on it. So, there's the matching controller I did. It's a third-party controller. I wouldn't paint a controller that's worth much. I don't even use that controller. It's kind of just there for aesthetics. You know, just for looks, basically. I used a clear green one, but, Yeah, it does. It looks pretty awesome. I do like the looks of it. I touched up a little bit because I keep setting shit on top of it, and it scratches the paint a lot. So I thought about getting a clear case for it, but those things they're so expensive. I don't know why they're so expensive. It's crazy. Um, so maybe I'll go try to find, I don't know, a broken one that's got a clear case on it and buy it from somebody and just swap the innards out, or I don't know. But I'd really love to have the clear green shell. I think it was a Halo edition, but I wouldn't care if it worked or not. I would just swap it out because there's nothing different about the innards. It's just the casing, right? So that would be really awesome, but that's even more expensive. Like I've seen them go for hundreds of dollars, like crazy. But but yeah, it's pretty cool looking though. Gold, I'd say. But it's got a lot of games on it. I love that thing. So do a lot of streams with that. Your friend has a Halo version. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, one of these days I might get one of them. Like I said, I don't give a crap if it works or not, but just for the shell, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be a Halo version. It could be an aftermarket green. I'm sure they make aftermarket third party clear green. You know what I'm saying? Case. I know the clear case is obviously not original, but they probably make different colors, clear ones too, somewhere. But hell yeah, definitely. See, I don't remember. I mean, I kind of do remember, but I don't. I did buy the Xbox, the original Xbox here. I did not this one specifically, but I did pre-order it back in the day when it first came out. I did get it I did order it and I did get it when it came out. So I still play the old Super on the 2600. Yep. And a lot of people might think you're an idiot for saying that, but it does exist. But I didn't show you this case. They're like, Super Mario, that's Nintendo. They can't come out on the Atari. But that's where they'd be wrong, right? Pretty sure it's in this case. Matter of fact, that's what made me think of the case. I gotta pick all that crap up now. Oh well. But here's the I got some of my best games in here. Or excuse me, it's not Super Mario Brothers, but it's Mario Brothers. But anyway, we know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. But these are some of my best games right here. The ones that I remember and played a lot of. Cubert, of course. Where is it? Cubert, of course, pissed me off. I remember Jungle. I'm looking at it backwards. I remember Jungle Hunt. I remember going and getting that. It was like $50 or something. I remember going to pick that up. But yeah, here's Mario Brothers. Yeah. Pissed me off. Still would piss me off today if I was playing it. Yeah, here's actually a second copy of Jungle Hunt. But I'm just gonna lay this here because I gotta clean up that mess with the stuff that fell. But anyway, about 10 more minutes here. I have to jump off. Hence 60 minutes in the Oasis. Not tired of talking to you, obviously. I could talk well, I would say all night, but it's morning now, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of awesome stuff. I'd like to get my hands on a 5200. Oh yeah, definitely an awesome game too. But what was I saying? I can't remember now. Can't remember. Kangaroo was another good game. Now that I'm thinking of it. for the Atari. That was a pretty cool game. But I have all that stuff on that Atari, Atari, that Xbox. But I'd like to get a 5200. Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, I'd love to get a 5200 again. I had the console as a kid. I had the console, but it didn't have nothing to hook it up with. I didn't have a game or controller or nothing. I'm like, yeah, sucks. But it sucked because I just had the console to look at. You know what I mean? But I'd love to get another one of them. Those things are expensive too, obviously. Um, I missed out on the games lot for the 5200. It was the one went like $30 for like 10 games or something. And I didn't jump on it fast enough, and it got gone. And I wish I would have jumped on it. I didn't have 5200 at the time. Is why I hesitated, but I wish I would have done it so I'd had the games at least, and then I could have worked on the console. But definitely definitely one of the consoles I want to get. I'm not too big on getting the 5200 or the 7200. I mean 7800. Excuse me. Not too big on getting the 7800. It is different from the 2600, but it also plays 2600 games. So I don't know. If I ever saw one cheap, I'd buy it. But I'm more. I want to get the 5200 more than anything. There's only a couple more consoles I want to get. Now that I got the Sega CD. Should put it there. Now that I got the Sega CD back, 5200 was one of them. There's a couple other ones, but I can't, for some reason, remember. Oh, the Master System. I need to get the Master System. Sega Master System. I don't have that. That doesn't go for too much money. I can get one of them relatively cheap. But, what else? I'm thinking the Atari Jaguar. It sucked, I know, but it wasn't real well perceived, and didn't really last too long. But my uncle has his original Pong game. Oh yeah, hell yeah. But there's only a few more consoles I need to get, or I want to get. I don't really need to get them, obviously, but hey, what's up? Almost time to jump off here, but I'm glad you stopped in. Glad to see you. Remember, 550 subscribers. Starting to get there. Last time I checked, it was 335, I believe, something like that. So it's getting closer. So I don't have 15 more or something. So something like that. So yeah, like 15 more. So not too bad. Who knows? Maybe I'll get one or two more after this stream, hopefully. But anyway, I got other ones. I'm going to be uploading 2 other videos tomorrow that I pre-recorded before I did this video, and hope you check them out as well, and hope you enjoy them. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying. It's tough figuring out videos to upload, and tough figuring out content. Tough getting the time to do them half the time. Most of the time I do them like now, and I'm half asleep, and sometimes I ramble on. I catch myself rambling on about stuff, and yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, I'll upload them tomorrow. And after this video has been uploaded, I'm going to be put links in the description. Make sure you check some of them out, or all of them if you have time. There's like 2 or 3 Twitch accounts on there. Just Mr. Game Dungeon Productions. Jesse, he streams on Twitch now, not YouTube. So But he does have a lot of YouTube videos you want to check out as well. But anyway, I got 5 more minutes here. Does either one of you want to talk about anything, or anything you see behind me you want me to show you real fast, or anything? Preferably something that's not behind a bunch of stuff, because it'll take 4 minutes to get up. I've never tried Twitch. No, I haven't either. I've never tried it, but I'm not saying it's dumb, because it's definitely not dumb. But one thing that I've heard of it. I've never actually witnessed it, but I know it's true because several people's told me, including Jesse himself. No, not recently. No, not that I can think of. But yeah, the Twitch. Like, first of all, YouTube, I'll go into that first. I could go back 14 years ago, which is when I started the channel, and watch that very first video, as horrible as it may be, and as painful as it may be to watch. I could go back and watch that very first video that I ever made, leading up till now, to this video right here. It would take quite a while, because I've got over 1,000 videos up. But which is chump change compared to a lot of people I know. But for me, it's big deal. But you can't do that on Twitch, because after a certain amount of time, they start deleting your videos on Twitch, and I don't like that idea. I like being able to go back and watch any and every video that I would want to watch. You know, and remember how horrible I was back then. Wasn't horrible, but I would have never talked this loud in front of a camera. I was never this confident in front of a camera. So to go back and to watch one of those videos, it's kind of like, really? Like, you can see how far you've come, put it that way. And it's something that you don't have to have backups of, which maybe you should if there's certain videos you want to remember, but it's kind of hard to have that, you know what I mean, to have every single video, you know. But you don't have to have you can go back and watch it on YouTube, you know, or tell your buddy, hey, go back and watch this video, I'll go in there and send you a share. I'll share it for you or whatever, and watch how horrible I was. But you can see how far you've come. I actually have 3 videos. I think it's 3 videos, progression videos of building this game room, like, you know, doing the inside of this game room. But yeah, and that's what Twitch does. They start deleting them. They'll be up for so long, and then they'll start deleting them to make room for others. So, you play Ghostbusters Spirits? Yes, I do. I haven't played it for a little bit, but yeah, I'm definitely going to get back into it. Can't even remember what level I am anymore, to be honest. But definitely going to get back into that, for sure. But anyway, got about a minute and some odd seconds, and I'm going to be jumping off of here. So, I'm going to start my goodbyes now. I appreciate everybody that stops in, everybody that watches this later. Oh, it is. It definitely is. What's that? Spirits Unleashed? Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely good. Yeah, you should. You should, John. You really should. It's awesome. Yep, you too. And I appreciate everybody else that comes in later. I realize it. Yep. For sure, brother. Appreciate you stopping in. And I appreciate everybody that watches this video later. Again, if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure to leave any comments of future videos I can make. If you see anything in the background, which my big head's in the way of right now, but anything in the background, you know, that you want me to show, send me a message. And thanks for watching, everybody. And until next time, I'll meet you right back here in the Oasis.